They didn't just take my dog, they declared war on the only part of my life I had left. I came out to these mountains to get quiet, not revenge. But life has a funny way of reminding you that peace is a temporary lease, not a lifetime guarantee. One minute you're out picking wild berries for a pie you never bake, and the next, you're walking into your cabin to find your memories gutted, your medals ripped off the wall, and your best friend, your damn dog, gone. And not just gone. Taken. Deliberately. Spray painted on the wall, in red, like they were signing a threat in blood. You should have stayed retired. Yeah. Well, now they'd gone and made that a problem. Let me back up a sec. I wasn't always this mountain recluse. I used to wear a badge, used to command men with rifles and convictions. But after one up went sideways, I took the fall. Not officially, I got cleared, but if you've ever walked through a department hallway where everyone suddenly stops talking when you pass, you know what I mean. Add to that Lisa, my wife, passing from cancer, and the city just started feeling like a graveyard I was paying rent in. So I packed what was left of my pride, my dog Sarge, and the few mementos that still meant something, and moved up to the cabin Lisa and I had planned to retire in one day. Funny thing is, I thought I was retiring. Turns out, I was just reloading. It started small like these things always do. Little notes showed up on my gate, unsigned. Unauthorized woodshed. Unapproved trim color. Mind you, there's no HOA for 40 miles. I thought it was a prank, some passive-aggressive old-timer with too much time and a ruler. But when they taped off my shed like it was a murder scene, I drove into town, straight to Sheriff Brody. He frowned, said he'd look into it, but I saw it in his eyes whatever was happening wasn't local. That was the last laugh I had for a while. Because that night, when I came home and saw the front door ajar, the quiet where Saji's back should have been, the wall stripped of my service flag, the picture of Lisa slashed across the glass, everything about it felt personal. Tactical. Not just vandalism, a message. They wanted me scared. Alone. Off balance. They failed. I feel stripped my sidearm at the bench like it was 2003 again. Picked up my encrypted radio, something I hadn't touched in 2 years. Called Leo Grease, my old team leader. Then I said 2 words, find Anna. That name still stings. Anna Petrova. The Oracle. She used to be my best tech, cyber forensics, digital surveillance, the works. 2 years ago, she brought me the kind of case that ends career state-level corruption with enough evidence to burn down half the capital. I took it to my superiors. Thought I was doing the right thing. They buried it. She got scapegoated. And I never heard from her again. But now I needed her. And when I finally found her, living off-grid in the Arizona desert, the look she gave me was enough to wither a cactus. The great Commander Vance, she said, arms crossed. Here to do what? Say sorry. No, I told her. I'm here because they took Sarge. She didn't care at first. But when I showed her the lockbox I'd found, hidden in the remains of a burnout staging ground in the forest, a USB drive inside, military-grade encryption, the kind that wipes itself clean after 3 wrong tries, she changed. Her face went hard. Focused. And just like that, the Oracle was back. We cracked that drive in, shift her on the keys, me watching the window, and what we found turned my stomach. It wasn't just about me. It was about everyone in my county. Croft Development, a clean-looking corporation fronting for a deep corruption pipeline, was buying out land, rigging zoning laws, bribing officials, and when money didn't work, sending in men to break people. We found maps, files, account numbers, even a list titled Impediment Resolution. There I was. Elias Vance, Phase 4 morale break. If resistant, proceed to final resolution. Final resolution. Then came the video. No sound. Just a camera angle, a shaky one of Sarge in a steel cage, panting, scared, with a red countdown timer in the corner. 48 hours. No note. No demand. They didn't need to say it. I got the message loud and clear. Now, I know what you're thinking, why not go in guns blazing? Believe me, I wanted to. But Anna stopped me. That's what they want, she said. They are baiting you. So we got smart. We mapped their compound. Had blueprints, patrol schedules, camera access. Anna was in the chair. Leo was the muscle. Me. I was just the angry man they underestimated. We hit their logistics hub at night. Slipped through a cut fence like ghost. Took down 2 guards without a whisper. And when I opened the steel door and saw Sarge lift his head at the sound of my voice, I almost broke right there. But I didn't. I sent Leo and Sarge to the van. I went for Julian Croft. He was waiting, of course. Sitting behind a desk like a villain from Central Casting, sipping bourbon, watching our feed on security monitors. You should have taken the buyout, he said, smug. You'd be a rich man. My land wasn't for sale, I said. Neither was my soul. Then I swear this guy smiled and said, tearing that flag down. The one from your wife's funeral. That was my idea. I don't remember crossing the room. I just remember slamming his face into the desk and dragging him across the floor like trash. But the real moment, the one that changed everything, was when I found the headset on his desk, blinking. He'd been live on the line. I picked it up. Didn't say a word. The voice on the other end. Calm. Cold. Detached. Julian, report. Has the asset been neutralized? I stayed quiet. He waited a second, just one bit, and then said it, like he was ordering coffee. A complication. And hung up. That was Marcus Stone, the man behind it all. Croft was just a pawn. This guy. He wasn't scared. He wasn't angry. He was madly inconvenienced. We weren't done. Anna and I sent everything we had to a contact of hers at the FBI, a guy who hated private contractors playing spy games. It was a Hail Mary. But it landed. 2 days later, the headlines started rolling in. FBI raids. Zoning board arrest. Federal asset seizures. And Brody Sheriff Brody released, cleared, and reinstated. And me. I went home. Rebuilt my wall. Hung up the medal they tried to steal. Folded a new flag. And right in the middle of it all, I left one empty nail, a place waiting for Marcus Stone. So yeah, they told me to stay retired. Instead, I reloaded. Now let me ask you something. If someone came for your home, your friends, your memories, and then smiled while they tore it all down, would you walk away? Or would you fight back? Tell me what you would have done. Right here. Right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because one thing I've learned. Justice ain't always legal.